Hi everybody, it's Friday, hooray, we've made it through the week. Hope everybody's got on okay with their converting yesterday of the units, and we're going to do a little bit more on that today, and it's the weekend, which is great. So let me share my screen for you. We can have a look at what work we're doing today. All right, so we are going to continue like we did yesterday with metric units. So we were looking yesterday at kilometers and meters, and we were looking a little bit at kilograms and grams. So here we've got three children and they're doing some gardening. So we've got Ebo, Jamie and Alex. Now Ebo is thinking, oh, I need to put some fencing around this garden, and I wonder if I've got enough to go across the flower bed. Now the border fencing comes in 1,500 millilitres of length. And then at the top, you've got Jamie saying the flower bed is 2 metres long. So we're going to have a look at, has Ebo got enough fencing to go across the flower bed? Let's have a look. So I've just put up here the question again. And you can see that the border fencing that he's got is 1,500 millimetres and the flower bed is 2 metres long. Now with questions like this, I want you to put on your detective hat. Because when you have your detective hat on, it's got a little siren on the top, woo, that suddenly will go off if the units that the question is written in are not the same. Okay, so let's have a look. The border fencing, 1,500 millimetres. The flower bed is 2 metres. Oh, definitely my siren's going off because I'm seeing millimetres and meters. So I can't compare them at the moment because they're different. So we've got to make the units the same. Units are what we're talking about, whether it's millimeters or meters. They have to be the same for us to do this question. Now you can see that millimeters and milliliters both begin with milli, all right, like we looked at kilo yesterday. Now 1 meter has got 100 centimeters in it, and 1 centimeter has 10 millimeters in it. A bit confusing this. So actually what that means is every time we have 1 meter, we have 1,000 millimeters, all right, because 1 millimeter is 1,000th of a meter. So it's very, very small. It's the smallest metric measurement that we use on a ruler, okay? Now, Ebo has got 1,500 millimeters of fencing, but the flower bed is 2 meters long. So what we need to do is we need to put that 2 meters into millimeters. Now, I've just said that 1 meter is the same as 1,000 millimeters. So 2 meters, we're going to times it by 1,000, like we've done here in the grid. That's actually 2,000 millimeters. Now, has Ebo got enough? He's bought 1,500 millimeters. The flower bed is 2,000 millimeters long. He hasn't got enough, has he? Can anybody work out how much more he needs in order to have enough to cover the length of the flower bed? What sum would we do there? I think I would do 2,000 take away 1,500, which is like saying find the difference. And the difference would be 500 milliliters. So he needs 500 millimeters more to cover the whole flower bed. What a shame. Hopefully buy some. Okay, so this is just showing the answer here. 1,500 is less than 2,000, so Ebo does not have enough fencing to go across the flower bed. Now Alex in the garden has been putting some water into the watering can. Now the questions say how many litres of water has Alex put into the watering can, and it says as a fact Alex has 4,500 millilitres of water. Oh, I think my siren on my detective hat's going off because I can see the question is saying litres, but the fact that I'm getting is in millilitres. So I've got to do some converting here, haven't I? Now millilitres, remember milli means 1,000, like a kilo did. So if we've got 1 litre, we've got 1,000 millilitres. So this time we're going from 4,500 millilitres of water, and we want to find out how much that is in litres. So I'm going to divide by 1,000 this time in order to convert my millilitres into litres. So here we go. 4,500 divided by 1,000 is 4.5. If we'd drawn a grid, everything would move 3 places smaller towards the right, and that means that she's put 4.5 litres of water into the watering can. Okay. All right, so here we go. This flower is just starting to grow for our thing together. And it says on the side here that it's 6 millimeters tall. So it's really tiny. How tall is it in centimeters? Now, if you look at a ruler, often if you've got a 30 centimeter ruler, you've got going up in centimeters. And every time you get 1 centimeter, you've got 10 millimeters. Now, this is only 6 milliliters. We've actually got to divide it by 10 in order to convert it into centimeters. So it's going to get 10 times smaller. So that's 1 jump smaller. So 6 divided by 10 is actually 0.6 centimeters tall, because it's getting smaller in our chart. Now, part B says how many milliliters of plant food are there in the bottle. Now, you can see down here, I just get my highlighter, in the bottle, we've got 0.7 litres. Now, in our question, it has said how many milliliters. Ooh, there's my siren going off on my hat. Ooh, different units. So we can't just write an answer of, say, 0.7 litres. We've got to change it into milliliters. Now, remember, 1 litre is 1,000 millimeters. So we've got to now multiply 0.7 by 1,000. It's going to get 1,000 times bigger. So everything's jumping 3 places to the left in order to get higher. So let's see if I can get my pen going this time. Here's my pen. So my 7 is going to jump over the decimal point. 1, 2, 3. So the 7 ends up in the hundreds column. And then I've got some spaces here in the 10s and the 1s, and I can't leave them empty. So I'm going to put my placeholder of the 0 inside them. So the bottle then contains, I'm going to write the answer here, because I didn't have to put it in that box. It contains 700 milliliters of plant food. Okay, so just try and remember those few key facts. We've got 1 litre, 1,000 milliliters. 1 metre, 1,000 millimeters. If you're hearing the word milli or kilo, it's 1,000 is the conversion that you need. The one that everybody forgets and sometimes needs to remind themselves is centimeters to millimeters. So centimeters to millimeters, it's 1 centimeter in 10 millimeters. Okay, so just try and remember those. Might be a good idea to make yourself a list and write down all those conversions. That's what I was used to do, to make them stay in my head to remember. So here's your work today. I've got the right pages of the Power Maths books on my PowerPoint today, which is good. So let me move myself out of the way. There. So you're on pages 114 to 116, and you're going to go through with the converting units. So you're going to be looking at millimeters to centimeters, litres to millimeters, like we've done on the video. Like I've said every day, if you get stuck, go back and look at the PowerPoint, or just drop me an email. You've done a brilliant job this week. We've done some really hard work. I think converting units is a really difficult one to do. So keep going, don't give up. I know you can do it. Please remember to send me lots of photographs of your work, all marked. Doesn't matter if you've got ones wrong in there. It's great to see that then if you've gone back and corrected them. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, and I shall see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.